Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is AO Tennis 2 Career Mode. This is still the first year of the career, 2020, because that's when the game was released. We are with fictional Italian player Annabella Moncinelli, who has about $1,800 from winning some prize money in a previous tournament. She's at the Sofia Open Futures level tournament. This is a pretty low tier tournament. Everybody, all the seeds on her side of the draw have been knocked out. So she is in the semifinals against Herman, and Volkov and Navarro, who are ranked 2 and 3, are in the other semifinal. So that means that if Annabella wins through, which maybe she will and maybe she won't, we are going to be playing against a top seed within the tournament. That doesn't mean that they're 2 or 3 ranked in the world. It just means that they're the highest ranked players to enter this tournament, the second and third highest ranked. We have already done a bunch of matches. We defeated Michel 6-love 6-3. We defeated Schultz 6-1 6-2, and we defeated Fromm 6-love 6-1. So what I've been doing since the last time I think you guys saw me play Michel in the last couple of rounds is I had it on semi-pro. Remember that I had been struggling on pro with Annabella and with my own skill. And with that, if you don't win tournaments, if you don't win any matches at all, you get very few XP for the tournament. It's almost like a waste of the week in terms of XP. You can't earn any money, and without earning money and XP, you can't make your character any better, and you still can't win at the pro levels. But I think we're at a point now where Annabella really needs to be a little stronger in order to win at the pro level. But what I decided to do was what I suggested sort of toward the end of that last match that you guys saw. If I crushed the computer in the first game, in the first set, and you saw that I did with Schultz 6-1 with Fromm 6-love, I switched to semi-pro for the service game and pro for the return game, and I was still able to break serve a few times and win pretty handily. A lot of these were tougher games. There were long, games that went 3 or 4 deuces and that sort of thing, but I managed to pull it out. And so we've been doing okay with that. In the semifinal, we're going to play on semi-pro serving and pro returning. And then in the final, if we get there, we'll just play the whole thing on pro. This gives me practice at pro, but allows Annabella to hopefully get into the finals of most tournaments and therefore gain some ranking points and especially some money and some XP to help her stats get up. I think once we have her stats in the 50s, which is, by the way, the minimum, I think the lowest any of these players have are in the mid to upper 40s, unlike the 30s that we have for Annabella. Once we're in the upper 40s to low 50s, I think it should be okay on pro, especially once we start getting some endorsements and making some money. We should be able to, on pro level, do okay because our skills will be better. But for right now, we don't have good skills. 60s, I think, are our best in most skills. We might be near 70 in 1 or 2, but we haven't raised any skills. And so Annabella is going to be in her, what do I call it, the reverse Italian garb, which is right here, the green with the red and just some white stripes. And then you can see, again, we have 39 power to 53 base for Herman, right? And the same thing with, so she's around 50 in everything, and we're in the 40s in most things. Her forehand is better. Our backhand is better, but so far we haven't had much luck picking on the forehand or the backhand if it's weaker. Everything else looks pretty good there, so we will go ahead and accept these costumes or outfits, whatever you want to call it, and begin the match. So we're going to start semi-pro to serve, pro to return in the first set. And we're going to do that the whole match, rather. If we lose, we lose. At least we're in the semifinals. It should help the ranking a little. We've got a bunch of experience. I don't know if we'll quite level up, but we're getting close. And then we can do some training to complete the level up process off screen. If we win playing semi-pro versus pro, serve versus return, then again in the final I'll put the whole thing on pro. I'm okay with losing in the finals or even in the semis. I just don't want to lose in the first round of every tournament again, not even because losing is so bad, but just because it doesn't get you any XP, and that just makes the process so much harder for leveling up your character to a point where you actually are viable in the pro levels. I feel like I've seen this costume before, this outfit, whatever, before, and that therefore, I feel like we've played this character before, but I can't remember where. Not sure if it was on screen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So we're in the semifinals.
Please
Why is it ATP 250? This is a WTA match. I don't understand that. I have the feeling that this game just has one tournament at a time. And why did I say receive? No, I want to serve first. That was a mistake. All right, so we need to set it on pro. So that means we're probably going to start from behind, but we'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to head in. That was pretty good. Love 15. Really don't want to be this far behind the baseline. Run in. There we go. That's what I want. Love 30. So we come in. That's not the greatest position, but we're already in, so of course you're going to keep running in and finish off with a nice punched volley. I remember Tony Trabert, and I always found this so bizarre when he used to talk about this. Both for the volley and the ground strokes, I found this so bizarre. To me, the hardest wing to hit was the backhand wing. I was always much better at the forehand than I was at the backhand. She got me there. Both for the volley and for ground strokes. And I always remember Tony Trabert mentioned multiple times that most players are actually better at the backhand, both from the net volleying and from the baseline. And I always found that so bizarre because I was always better at the forehand, and I just always felt like the backhand is sort of a more unnatural stroke. It's natural to swing the ball, kind of to swing the racket the way you would swing a baseball bat, in terms of the direction that your main hand is going. Got her there, 30-40. But I think what happens is, first of all, a lot of players do a two-handed backhand, and that extra hand adds stability and power to the shot. And also restricts your motion a little bit, kind of keeping it within the proper range so that you don't accidentally overhit or underhit. So I think that's part of it. And then the other part is just the way the backhand is hit, I guess, and that went out, lends itself to fewer errors. I don't know. I always did much worse on the backhand, but I wasn't well trained, and so my backhand was just terrible. He never really talked about, like, as a club player, if, in fact, a lot of people's forehand is better, or anything like that. That's advantage Herman now. Like, at what point does it? At what point of training does the backhand become better for most players? Or was he just talking about pros? She got me. Oh, I thought she had me there, but she's got me here. Maybe not. I'm Jimmy Connorsing it. Connors was famous for that, just staying in the point like that. But she got me. And that is game Herman. And now we will switch back to semi-pro. You can definitely see the classic computer clutch play there, right? It lets you get a break point, but it won't let you break the serve very easily. And here's the weird thing, and I don't know if it's just some lag or whatever, but I feel like when I'm switching between pro and semi-pro, the computer will, for a few points, continue to outplay me as if it's still on pro. It's almost like it takes it a point or two to settle, and then also it will take it a little time to switch back from semi-pro to pro. I don't know if there's lag or what. Let's keep an eye on it as we do in this, as we go through this match, and see what you guys think. Yeah, something like that on semi-pro, I can almost guarantee. If I can hit you into the corner there and get you to teleport, I almost guarantee I'm going to hit a winner across court and paint the line with it. That I can pretty easily do on semi-pro. Not going to work every time, but it works a lot. See if we can get her in the corner there. And then back to the other side. And there we go, out of reach, 40-15. I think we're going to go ahead and head into net. And she nets the ball there. Let's game Montanelli. And now we will switch back to pro. 1 game all. I definitely prefer a closer set. I don't like bageling people. It's just, it's not fun. I mean, it does happen in the pros. It definitely moves. There's, I don't know, what do you want to say, a tighter tolerance or whatever. No, that's not the right word. The momentum, shall we call it that, of the dot seems to be higher as you move toward the corners and the edges. And that's a passing shot up the line. I like being able to do that. You don't get to do it much. The momentum of the dot seems to increase as I move toward the lines more in pro, which leads to knocking the ball out, because I don't intend to move it as close to the line as I'm doing it when it goes out like that. Oh, she got me. I thought she was coming back to my side. 30-15. So what frequently happens in pro, and I guess this is sort of realistic, it does often happen in real tennis, in the professional tennis, is you'll go through several service games of the opponent having absolutely no bite on the serve at all, no chance to break serve. You know, just love game, or you get 1 point on serve like this, and you're like, I have no idea how I'm going to break, and then you get a couple of lucky shots, or it makes a mistake or two, maybe even double faults, and before you know it, it's deuce, and you now have a shot, and maybe it pulls it out like it did in the last game, or maybe it doesn't. But it seems like you certainly don't get a bite on every game, and that's realistic. You wouldn't get a bite on every game in real life either. 40-30. I haven't been completely out of the first 2 service games. There's definitely, though, a very sort of very much a seesawing of the computer's skill, even on pro. It just doesn't seem consistent. Right? Sometimes it feels like, you know, you pretty much got it, and other times you have no chance. You can see she's got more winners than I have, because on pro, basically, every point ends with you or it making a winner. It doesn't make unforced errors, other than occasionally dumping something into the net. 30 love, so that's enough serve volley. Let's try going into the body with a flat serve. See if we can surprise her a little bit. Alright, well, it's a short ball, so we'll go ahead and come in. Yep, she's got me. 30-15. On pro for sure, if you don't stick that first volley, Martina Navratilova's advice as the greatest serve volleyer in history notwithstanding, the computer absolutely will lob it over your head, and it will be a beautiful lob that you'll have no chance to get and will go in. Yeah, she's doing the... I'm going to hit it really hard back to the corner over and over again. And that one out. 40-15. Let's end this with a trip to the net if we can. And we got it. Game Montanelli, 2 games all. So let us switch back to... not that, to Pro. So it's 2 games all. And I definitely prefer a tighter match. Hopefully it's more interesting to watch as well. That's one of the other reasons I decided like not to record and narrate all of those earlier matches, just because I can't imagine that it's super entertaining after watching a couple of them to watch me just smoke the computer effortlessly. And that's definitely true in the pro setting. Man, you think you've got it, and just when you think you've got it, it hits a winner. It also aces me more. I still can't tell why some of those shots are aces and some are not. I feel like I'm pushing the buttons exactly the same either way. Obviously, I guess I'm not, or the computer's cheating. I don't know. And you can see no chance in this game, right? I kind of had a nibble on the first 2 games, but this game, nope. And so it definitely seems to seesaw. And a lot of it just has to do with, is the computer able to hit these perfect shots? I am completely on the defensive in this entire point. I have not, had a comfortable shot yet. It's all been scrambling to try and maybe hit it. But I was able to pull the trigger on that one there. So that was me pushing really hard to convince the controller to let me move my character where I moved it. So again, I'm probably going to need to play a little bit with the movement assist at some point. One of the problems is it's really hard to practice that. Somebody actually said this in Steam and complained about it, that there really should be, I think it was on the review, there should be a way to export your career character so that you can play it in like a non-career exhibition match if you just want to try it out. And you're just going to see how this character plays against, I don't know, Naomi Osaka or whatever. Or to just practice playing with the lower stats, so that I could export her with these stats and then with those stats try it on a different movement assist and just see how it plays in a no-stakes match that has nothing to do with like the character's career mode. And this deuces it. So she had me at 40 love. It looked like a love game. Tried a drop shot that I was able to get to. And now it's deuce. I need to do more slicing. She got me. Advantage, Herman. It's super frustrating as a player when you're going against somebody who's a good server to get them to deuce and then you just can't break them. Don't think we've had a break point yet in this match. I don't know if either one of us has. I don't think so. I think deuce is the best I've gotten her to, and I'm not going to get it here either. Oh, she whiffed that. I don't know if that's because she was tired or what, but she whiffed that overhead smash. We're about even on winners. That means that I've gotten mostly winners on my serve, and she's gotten mostly winners on hers, because she obviously has more winners on her serve since she's won both games. Should have run in there. Not there, but at the point before. Can we get it? Got her. And now it's break point. I believe this is the first break point of the match for either one of us. Will she pull out a clutch serve here? Wow, that was a big miss. Trying to go up the tee. Usually this means the computer's going to go out wide for the next serve, but we'll see. Yep. Wow. That is a Jimmy Connors shot. He used to hit those. Of course, it would be backhand for him. Oh, no. Advantage Herman. I got there too late, and so I started pressing it to try and get it to go to green, but it immediately released because it was too close to the ball. Same thing happened. Game Herman. So she clutched it out. 3-2. So the struggle that you have with the pro against switching to semi-pro is you still have to be sharp on the semi-pro because a couple of unforced errors, 1 or 2 lucky shots from the computer, and you just got your serve broken. And at least so far, I've had no real chance to break her serve at 1 break point. Right, so it's going to be very difficult to do. That should have been I should have held that a little longer, and she's got me there. 15 all.
15.
That's out. I thought she was going to go back to that corner. And she got me again, you see? It's semi-pro, right? But I've still had no shot at some of those, at those last 2 winners. 30 all. We know what Annabella does when she's in trouble. She goes to the net. And that's why 40-30. Try to serve flat into the body. And she tried to come in on too deep a ball. And that is game Montanelli, 3 games all. So I've had 2 break points, but not been able to convert either one. She has not had any break points against my serve. Alright, I'm going to come on in. Got her. That was, I looked up the line and she went up the line. So you can see we have the swinging volley. And then doing exactly what Martina said, cut down the angles. I'm surprised she didn't lob that one. Wow. She really gets some serious angles. Run in. Nope. And the computer, if you notice, on Pro, it's done, what, like 4 drop shots now? I should really send those back up the line more often, like that. She got me. 30-15. Definitely on the lower difficulties like amateur and semi-pro, you felt like the longer the rally goes, the more chance I have. But with this one, the longer it goes, the more chance the computer seems to have. Since it doesn't make mistakes, it's just going to get me at some point. It gets to everything and doesn't make mistakes. Don't know if it's going to get to that one, though. Yep, it did. Got her there. 30 all.
30 all. Quiet, please.
I try to go a little more up the line with it and see what happens. She didn't expect that one. Yes, because I have the tendency to go cross-court on it. So that's why I said, let's try going up the line a little bit more and see what happens. And I wrong-footed her. Right, so the computer predicted, you know, it's got a database in there. It knows exactly how many times I've gone cross-court versus up the line, not only in this match, but ever. I'll see if I can remember to show you. It has player stats for me of all the stuff I've done. And there's a break of serve. It's now 4-3 Moncinelli. Does it have? No. I guess it doesn't have them here. We'll see if I can show it to you after this match is over. You can see how many thousand times I've been to the net and how many hundred winners and dozens of unforced errors I've hit over the course of all of my playing. I really wish it kind of had kept it by difficulty, because I'd like to know what's my, yeah, when you're on rookie you just win every point, right? But let's take some of those out of the stats and see, how did I play on amateur, how did I play on semi-pro, how am I playing on pro? 15 love. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah, she's got me. She hit me with it. 15 all.
15.
Yeah, this really likes the moonball return. She got me there, 15-30, so we're in trouble. That means straight serve and volley. Out, 30 all.
30 all.
40-30. And if we can get this next point, we're not in trouble anymore, so we don't need to serve and volley. If we can get this next point, we can make her serve to stay in the set. I really wish there was somewhat of a different mechanic to the serving. I'm going to go back up the line with it this time. Oh no, it didn't even let me do that. She won that point. Oh no, she didn't yet. She will now. Yeah. Deuce. Yeah, the floaters are just so hard to judge. And what annoys me is they shouldn't be the hardest points to hit. And it's artificial, right? It's not the way tennis is actually plays. It's just because the angle of the high angle of the camera, which you can change, but I can't see it with the other angles. I've tried the other angles and I just don't like them. The high angle of the camera is what causes it, right? Because you can't judge the depth of the shot from ground to sky from the high angle, or at least I can't judge it. Let us go back to pro. It is now 5-3 Moncinelli, and Herman is serving to stay in the first set. Gonna go ahead and in. Got her. Part of the calculation is, if you're in the right spot and you feel like you've got them a little bit on their heels, and if you can start going in as they're swinging so they can't switch it into a lob and lob it over your head. Got her there. Love 30. And now she better be careful, or she could lose this set right here. And I'd love to take the set on a break and start serving for the second set. Going back up the line. Oh, she got me. 30-15. I always remember in a point like that where you do all this work and you lose a point. My friend John used to say, "What was the point of all that? Like we could have just let him win on the drop shot, you know." Oh, that's gonna go out, isn't it? Oh no, it didn't. 15-40, and now it is double break point for Moncinelli to take the first set of the semifinal. And again, this is pro, so yeah, we're doing okay. And she's gonna get that one. Clutch play, as always, right? The computer likes to be clutch. Set point number 2. Going up the line. I'm having a little bit of success with trying that up the line shot. So I think I'm going to keep doing it a little bit and see how it goes. That's not really up the line because we're in the middle of the court. But try to like send it back where it came if I'm in the middle of the court, perhaps. Not really going cross court, just staying up the line. No, she got me. Deuce. Yeah, I was not really in control of that point at any one of the hits. She, definitely had me on the defensive. And again, yep, 3 points in a row unhittable, right? She can just not every strike, of course, not every ground stroke, but she can just at some point make an unhittable shot. And that's part of what I mean by like the longer it goes, at some point it's going to hit something I just can't get to. And so where possible, you want to try to sneak into the net. Nope, she got me. And that is game Herman. So we will go back to semi-pro for serving and hope we can serve out the set. 5-4. 15 love.
15 love.
So we had 2 set points, but couldn't convert. She's in complete control at this point. I have no control at all, yeah. 15 all. That felt like I was playing against pro, right? She just put the ball wherever she wanted, and I couldn't do anything about it. That's going to be a lob, and she's got that one, 15-30. So now she might break back, right? And it feels like the computer wants to break back. Even though it's semi-pro now, and it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be playing like it's pro, right? Those last couple points definitely felt like it. 30 all. Out. And now it's set point number 3 for Moncinelli. And that's the first set. 6-4 with 1 break of serve. And Angelica Herman. Let's see. So I've got 86% to 75 first serve percentage. A few more winners, a couple fewer unforced errors, and those 6 points are what made the difference. 17 of 20 at the net. I think there are a few times when I'm in the process of approaching the net and it does a lob or a passing shot, doesn't count it as a net approach. It's probably more like 17 of 23 or 24. That's still 17 of 24 is almost a 75% success rate. I'll take it. Nope. Yeah, she can really. Again, the computer only has like 50 power, but yet the opponent can really hit that like really powerful cross-court shot that just is completely unhittable. Double fault, love 15.
15.
Or no, 15 all. It was 15 love, so it's 15 all. I'm going to go back to the up the line shots and see how we do. Now sometimes it's just sometimes it's just I get to it so late I can't do much with it. Now we'll go cross court, see if she expects it. She's not gonna get to that one. So she had me there,
15, 30.
but I managed to kind of dig my way out of it with a lot of gets. And as I said in an earlier episode, that can be incredibly frustrating to the other player when they hit what they thought were winners and they keep coming back. And it doesn't come back in any... Oh, another double fault. Now it's break
15,
point. It doesn't come back in any appreciable way that's great. It just comes back in play, and you've got to hit another winner. And then another, and then another. And why aren't these winners? And it can get you to overhit. That's one thing the computer doesn't do, is when you do the gets like that, it never seems to overhit. I'm going to run on in. Got her. And that is a break of serve on pro for Moncinelli. Right, I came in, I'm a little behind the service line, but that's okay. We put it in a good spot, ran up, cut down the angles, as Martinez said, and I was like, if it doesn't lob over my head, I think I've got this. And we were able to handle it. So that is the first break, and that's the only break you need. But of course, you don't want to sit on the break and figure, okay, that's the end of it. You still have to hold your serve. And we're definitely going to try to keep breaking Herman. Because the other thing is I want to practice pro and get good at playing against the computer when it's on pro. So that's 30 love, and I think that's enough of a lead. We're going to go back to staying back a little bit and do some baseline rallying. I don't want the computer to ever be sure whether I'm coming into net or not. Go back up the line. Let's see what she does with it. And she kicks my butt with it. That one out.
30, 15.
30-15. Right, now we're going to come in because it's a short ball. Right? You always want to make them pay, if you can, for that short ball. And the psychological effect of that is that they feel like I've got to keep it deep. Because if I hit it short, like when you're playing Martina Navratilova and you're serving and she's returning, you're trying to keep her off the net because that's where she's good. That's where she's going to win points, right? So you're trying to keep her off the net when you're on serve. You can't keep her off the net when she's serving because she'll usually serve and volley. And so you're trying to hit deep balls because if you hit a short ball, they'll come in, right? And she'll come in, and then you've got a good net player at the net. You don't want the good net player at the net. You want the good net player on the baseline, which is their weakness, right? And so that was the computer moving me in there, so I don't know what the story is on that.
15,
So what happens is if you're coming and taking all the short balls and going in and attacking the net, it makes the other player try to hit the ball deep. And you can overhit it deep and try to get it too deep. And then, yeah. And then you just hit it out, right? Or you start making errors. And so that's what you're trying to do when you're taking those short balls and coming in. It's not just coming to the net. It's also pressuring the opponent so that the opponent has to make that calculation every time they're hitting the ball. Am I keeping it deep enough?
40 love.
40 love. Now you see I haven't been able to touch her on this serve. There's not been a single stroke in this entire game that I've had any control over. Right? It's just been me trying to dig my way out of whatever she's doing. Yep, and there's another one. Right, just unhittable ball after unhittable ball. Almost set it to veteran there. Don't want to do that. 2-1 Moncinelli. So I usually go in for the first serve. Like serve volley on the first point. This time I stayed back. Try something a little different. I usually serve volley on one or both of the first 2 points. This time we're not going to do that. Except she pulled me in. So we got her anyway at the net. That was definitely the way tennis, men's tennis especially, used to be played, say in the 60s and 70s. It was, each player was trying to work their way into the net and keep the other guy off the net. That one out. 30-15.
30-15. Thank you.
Right? You don't want. I mean, for sure, the book on Moncinelli would be you don't want her at the net, right? Because she does her best work at the net. So you don't want her there. You want to keep her off the net. You want to hit deep balls, lobs, and it won't let you swing at that. I still don't know why.
40-30.
Deuce. So it looked like we had complete control of the game, and now it's deuce, so we're in trouble. That means serve and volley. Well, not if we hit a fault. It definitely feels to me like the computer makes it artificially harder to do things like serve when it's clutch time for the computer, I don't know if it's actually harder or not. It sure feels like it. Doing the side-to-side deal with her, and look at that. And I'm not going to touch it. Advantage, Herman. So what has she won, like 3 points, 4 points in a row now? And that's going to be game. Oh, I thought she had me broken. Deuce. I'm going to run in on a body shot. There we go. Got her. Advantage, Moncinelli. And that is game. So Moncinelli struggles through. Holds serve. It is now 3-1 Moncinelli. And Herman needs to break serve in the next few games, or the match will be over. And we'll be in the final with Moncinelli. Man. Yep. I mean, all the computer characters are exactly the same. They can really just step into it and hit a Graf forehand or an Agassi backhand, and it's just so fast and perfect, you cannot touch it. And the main difference between, say, Herman here and somebody like Serena Williams in the computer is that Serena Williams does it over and over again throughout the match, every single point, multiple times a point. If you can get one of them back, the next one will be that, the next one after that will be that way, and so on. Whereas Herman only does it occasionally, maybe every other point and once or twice during the point. Man. Okay, we got that one back, but I don't know. We're still in the defensive. All right, I'm going to run on in. Right. One way to stop from being on the defensive, if you can do it, is work your way into the net, and then you are on the offense, right? And the best defense is a good offense, guys. That's going to go out. Yep. 30 all. I don't know how I'm going to do against the serves that are 105 miles an hour. I can barely get the ones that are in the 90s. She's got this point. Nope. Yep. Again, it feels like it pushed the aiming dot so fast over to the line that the normal motion my fingers do just was incapable of stopping it in the right spot. And that's game Herman. Three games to two. Mancinelli. $15 love.
15 love.
Let's try going flat up the line. Man, even on semi-pro, she can unload with that
15
forehand in particular. 15 all.
The
Oh,
receiver is challenging
yeah, that looked out.
right near side. The ball was called in.
Whoa, just barely. Yeah, there's a great picture on Steam. One of the players posted a screenshot of having challenged, and he's like, first time ever, all these time I've been playing this game, I challenged and I was actually right. 40-15. Serve into the body. All right, we're drawn in, so let's go in. Nope, she's got it. 40-30.
42.
Got me again. Deuce.
Deuce.
So we're in trouble, so that means serve volley. Got her. Not a great volley, but we did enough with it. Between the legs. She got me. Deuce. So one of the things I've started doing with the non-angled serves, I'll show you, is run up but don't go all the way in because I know she's going to loft it. And yeah, if you can't hit the winner, she's going to break back if I can't get this serve volley to work, and it's not going to work. I have the feeling we're going to lose serve and be back on serve in this game, in this match, even though this is semi-pro, right? I can't guarantee that I'm going to win semi-pro every single game. It's simply not possible the way the computer plays. I have had no shot at any of these hits, right? Like, I'm completely on the defensive, and that's it. And so that breaks serve. Three games all. And that's what happened to me in the exhibition match, is that I could not break the computer serve on pro in the last two sets, or in any of the sets, I think. And it was able to break me twice at semi-pro, right? Because sometimes you get your serve broken. You know, the computer just wants to win, or maybe even I just make a bad decision. Yeah, she got me again. So as all of a sudden the computer feels like even on semi-pro it's raised its game, and now, you know, the volleys aren't sticking and the passing shots are coming fast and thick. I don't know, it's passed me 5 times or something in the last 6 points. I'm not sure when I've won at the net. It's been a while. At least 3 or 4 points at the net have been in a row have been losers. Got me again. 30 love.
30 love.
Of course, one of the other issues, and I'm glad it's a tough match, but one of the other issues is it's 40 minutes already, right? And if we go to a third set, you're looking at like an hour and a half match, which I don't mind playing, but I'm not sure from a perspective of a Let's Play that people want to watch an hour and a half of a single match like this. Again, no shot against her serve. I broke once, and I've had absolutely no other chances in this set. She's got me again. Yep. Game Herman. So she's now up 4-3. So now if we can't hold serve here, she takes the set, and it'll be a third set semifinal for all the marbles. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. I don't want to let her turn me into a one-dimensional player, but I will come in on short balls.
15
Has it ever hit a non-floater return? That's 2 in a row. Let's count them. Okay, that's not a real floater. 40-15.
14-15.
Even that wasn't a good, strong volley. Can't tell you the last time I hit a solid volley. Feels like it's just not happening. Yep, she got me again. 40-30.
14-10.
Another non-solid volley. But she went out with it, and that's game, Moncinelli, so that makes it 4 games all. So we could be in for a match that's at least another 40 minutes, theoretically, because we could go to a tiebreak in this set and then have to go to a tiebreak in the next. Depending on whether I can find a way to break serve again against pro. I've so far broken twice, but been broken once on semi-pro. Yeah, I just can't get those. It's too good. Martina Navratilova said that many, many times playing against Steffi Graf in 1988 in the Wimbledon finals. Graf would hit like an incredible passing shot. Martina would just say, it's too good. It's too good. I can't get to it, right? She would just say, that's too good. But that one we got to. Right, we got this powder puff volley. It's really funny that the swinging volley has almost no velocity to it, but the flat shot punch volley, where you don't actually swing, has a lot of velocity. That's actually not how it works in real tennis. When you do a swinging volley, it usually goes out, if anything, because it's too much power. It doesn't usually get softer and slower when you're swinging at it. Just the physics doesn't work. Man. We're going to go up the line again, see how we do. And now cross court and see what happens. Got me. 30 all. Yeah, it just takes control of the point. And then it's just like you're playing against Andre Agassi. There's no way to get the control back. Or Monica Seles. Both of them were like that. Once they got control of a point, you're just stabbing at the ball, trying to get it back and stay in the point, and you have no control over it. You're not controlling really where it goes. You're just trying to get it back. You can't place it where you want. You can't get, the direction you want on it because you're just trying to stab it back. We got it there. That's deuce. Now she's got to watch out here because if she loses this game, then I'm serving for the match. Right? You don't want that. So she definitely wants to win this game, Herman, and force me to serve to stay in the second set. I think I got her here for a break point. So break point Moncinelli. This is what we want, but you have to be very careful here. Not to overhit, not to try to get that winner and get that break point. You want to just play the way you've been playing, right? Use what got you here. You're at 1 set up, 4 all, break point. Just keep playing the way you got to break point. Going to head on in, but we don't need to. That's the Trabert rule. If your approach shot's good enough, you don't need to volley. We're now 5-4. We broke serve again with this shot here. Knocked her all the way out into the doubles alley, and a nice two-handed topspin backhand up the line. She had no chance to get to it. And now we're serving for the match. Oh, wait. Haha. Gotta change it to semi-pro. So we did that one on pro, not too bad. $30 love. Let's try up the T flat serve. Stabs at it. Slice it back to her. And let's head on in. Nope, she got me. 30-15. I didn't get in there fast enough. Sometimes it feels a little sluggish in terms of trying to get me in there. And that's 30 all. That is to say, I'm pushing it up and I'm hitting the rush the net button, but it just doesn't seem to want to let me get in that fast enough. Second serve at 30 all. We do not want to get our serve broken again here if we can help it. We don't want to be in a tiebreak or something. But we do know that when the computer decides to win the point, it seems like it just does. I think we got it. Nope. And it did it. Yep, when it wants to win, seems like nothing I do works. Right, the shots that were winners otherwise, just the computer gets them. Now that, it can't get to. Deuce. And now it is match point. And you know what we're going to do on match point, guys? We are going to serve and volley. And it doesn't matter. 2 errors to end the match. 6-4, 6-4 for Mancinelli. So I've been able to actually win successfully playing the whole match on semi-pro serving versus returning on pro. Couple breaks of serve. I think I broke 3 times. Had my serve broken once. Right? Yep, she had 1 of 3 break chances. I had 3 of 7. 34 of probably 50 at the net, which is still about a 68%, which is great. 72 points, 1 versus 64. And we will head on out. So let's take a look after we get out at XP gain and performance. The last time I had performance, it gave me 2,000 XP. I don't know why. And here we get, what, 850. Yeah, it's not so great. And we're so close. So we should be able to level up if we win the, if we just from playing in the final. So we're playing against Volkov, who looks like she's Ukrainian, like maybe Maria Volkov or something, in the final in the next match. I do want to see, if we go out of campaign mode, career mode, I just want to show you guys the stats that you can see. Is it here? Here, user stats. There we go. So you can see my user stats. I've served 150 aces and 2 double faults. Those aces are all on rookie. My first serve percentage is 88%. I've won 70% of first serve points and 51% of second serve. That's actually pretty good. That means you usually win on your serve. I've saved 62% of break points and won 86% of them. My fastest serve is 103 miles an hour. I've won 68 of service points percent. I've won the first serve return 54% of the time, and the second serve 68% of the time. I've converted 64% of break chances, and played 838 return games. Oh, so I played 864 return games and won 86% of them. Won 86% of serve games and 68% of return games. I've had 1,450 backhand and 2,837 forehand winners. So I obviously hit twice as many forehand winners. I've won 69% of net approaches, 63% of total points, 91% of matches played, and so forth. I've had 842 unforced errors, to 4,287 winners. Again, some of these are on rookie and amateur mode, so I don't know how many of that there is. And we've covered 18 kilometers running around the court. All right, guys, that's the end of this session. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been AO Tennis 2 Career Mode with Annabella Moncinelli, our fictional Italian player.